Alright, so let me quickly show you how to solve these equations in MATLAB. So we have this quadratic equation is also called a binomial equation. We have another binomial equation here. We have a monomial here. We have a trinomial, which is also called a cubic equation or something like that. So everything here is just called a polynomial because we have x has powers of 1, 2, 3, and upwards. So let's quickly solve it. But in case you want to just play around to solve this manually, in case of this one, we have x squared. Let me just show you the manual way to solve it. Plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. So we have x squared plus, this is sum, and this is product. So what is going to give us the product of 2? So we have 2 times 1, we have minus 2 times minus 1, right? So these are the two things. So if we apply it here, we have minus 2 plus 2x plus x is equal to, plus 2 is equal to 0. So we have, if this works, then it means that this is the roots of this equation are 2 and 1, okay? So you can substitute it here to check. So if you substitute here, actually minus 2 and minus 1. So if you substitute it here, you will now see that you get the correct result. But now we want to use MATLAB. Again, just keep this formula in mind because you may also need it. X is equal to minus b plus or minus root b squared minus 4ac over 2a, where we have this to be a to be coefficient of x squared and b to be coefficient of x and c to be coefficient to be the remaining one. So this is what is called the almighty formula, and it also only applies to quadratic equations or polynomial of 2 degrees or a binomial equation. Anyway, let's use MATLAB to just break it down very easily. So to break it down with MATLAB, the first thing you want to do is, for our first equation, let's call the first equation E1. Equation 1 is equal to, you have to also first create it as a matrix. So we have the coefficient of x is 1, coefficient of x squared is 1, coefficient of x is 3, and and the remaining value is 2. So this is what we have here. So enter. So we have this equation exactly represented, and to now find the roots of this equation, you have to now say r is equal to roots and specify the equation, in this case equation 1, right? Okay, so let's see, and it gives us the roots. So you can see this is exactly what we calculated. So let's do the same thing this time for number 3, for this very one here, and I allow you to do for this one and for the remaining one. So in this case, we're going to say, I'm going to call it equation 2 is equal to, I'm going to say, in this case, we have 1, we have minus 1, we have 4, and we have 7, and I'm going to close it up. And now I'm going to calculate the roots. R is equal to roots of equation 2. And this is going to be the answer. So in this case, we have a complex number root. So this equation has a complex root. So I'll allow you to play around. So the first thing you do is you convert the equation to a matrix, to an array like this, and then you use the roots function in MATLAB to find the result. So this is how to solve quadratic equation, actually polynomials in MATLAB. And I'd like to stop here. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and this is how I give you nuggets on how to use MATLAB to solve different mathematical problems. I remain Kineton the Genius, and I'm always there for you.